Or your...
Well, I came first time in 2004. And then Barbara came 2006. And we've been coming since 2006. Wow. Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
What makes you want to come back every year?
We enjoy it.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
You enjoy
we meet
teaching?
different peoples.
Yeah.
We meet, different people every time we come.
Yeah.
And
When
we
you share
enjoy teaching the classes.
And they seem to like us. They look for us to come.
We like to see them dancing, the competitions. We like to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the connection for you when you see them in competition? Do you remember yourselves competing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I do remember.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
What do you remember most? What usually triggers the memory? Just seeing them up there, or the way they might swing out?
Just seeing them everybody trying to win. That's the same thing we used to do.
Yeah.
Trying to win.
Just throw it down.
Just trying to win, yeah. Do our best.
Now, speaking of trying to win, how do you feel in 81 still doing A-frames?
How do I feel?
Uh-huh.
I have no problem with that if I can do it. I don't have any problem whatsoever.
So I walked up into your stops class as you were landing.
Oh, yeah?
From your A-frame when you were dancing with your car.
Okay.
Well, I have to admit one thing. That was a little off. Because I went into it quicker than what I should have.
Oh, okay.
So...
It still was impressive.
I don't mind saying if I'm wrong.
Well, no, you don't know whether she saw the first one or the second one. Because you had already did it.
Oh, okay.
And it was beautiful.
I shut up.
And everybody hollered because I missed it. My back was turned and I missed it. And they was hollering. And I turned around and she was on her feet were on the floor already. She had landed, yeah.
Oh, you talking about that class?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay,
yeah,
all right, that class.
Yeah, that was
He
good.
whispered to me, "You want to go up?" I said, "Why not?" so I went up here and she said, "What did you just do?"
Yeah, because everybody hollered. I turned around. She's back on the floor looking at me all silly like she does. I said, "Thanks a lot. I missed that one." Yeah.
Was that always a part of the routine, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a part of it.
Yeah, that's the end of the stops. We generally end the stops with the back toss.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with the stops, everybody keeps asking all the questions. First stop, second stops, all of the different routines. Is there a difference for you between the philosophy of stopping in your choreography and the stops routines? Or is it just the routine was built off of that idea?
No, that's the way the routine was built.
The routine was built off of the idea of stopping in the
right. The first stops was done before I came to the Savoy.
Mm-hmm.
So Frankie and them, they used to do first stops.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know whether Norma did or not, but I know I've seen Frankie do the first stops.
Mm-hmm.
The second stops I think was originated with the second wave of dancers.
Okay.
And then when I'm the third wave of dancers in the Savoy, so I learned both of them. Yeah. By then we were doing both. Yeah, but.
And how often did you all perform that at the Savoy?
At least once, maybe once or twice a night.
Yeah.
All depends.
Oh wow.
Because a couple might be doing it, or we might do it as like a little show.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 couples would do the stops for the audience.
Yeah.
The people in the ballroom.
Yeah.
So it was done more than once a night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes you be dancing with a partner, 4 or 5 people dancing. Somebody holler to stop. So whoever they are, they
go right into it.
Go right into it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because we all knew what they was talking about. So the first stop, we knew what the first stop was.
Yeah.
Second, we knew that too.
Yeah. Cool. And so, really, with the stops, they were just the routines themselves. First stops is that stop
Well,
routine.
they first told me we do a floor routine where you get a rest. There's a floor routine that we do where you get a rest.
A rest.
You're doing your aerials, but this is a floor routine that gives you a rest. I've never found a rest in the stops, okay?
It's a misnomer. It's not actually stopping at all.
No.
Right.
It
So-
goes just like you see it. That's the way it goes, and there's no rest there, because you're doing it to up tempo.
Right.
Most of the time, up tempo music. So
So it's more like a hiccup. It's not a stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Now, when you performed this routine, did you all take this on the road too? When you all danced with Sonny?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we did. Oh yes.
That used to be our closing act.
Lindy Hop. We closed with Lindy, so
Right.
we would do the stops.
Do the stops again.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
Because my partner and I, we didn't do a lot of aerials, so we would most likely, we would Lindy a little bit and do like I think 2 aerials we did. Then they would Lindy and do more aerials,
Yeah.
and then we all
Nice.
close with the stops.
Nice.
We end up closing with the stops. Yeah.
So were you two at the, I think it was 1987? Sonny threw a party for the Whitey's Lindy Hoppers or the Savoy Ballroom Dancers or something of this name. But there's a video of everybody trying to do the stops at the same time. And there were like 4 different couples. And somehow 4 different versions of the
I
stops
don't
was
think
happening.
I was there.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember
I'll have
that.
to make sure you guys get to take a look at it so you can point out some people if you recognize them.
Unless you're talking about when it was where was it at? Do you know?
No, there's no location.
It's
listed on the
it
video.
sounds like
It looked like a dance studio though.
right. Okay, that was Sonny and I. There was a gig we had at the Harlem Museum on
Oh,
125th Street,
okay.
and they had a showing of this piece that this professor had did and had brought into the museum, and he wanted us to explain the piece.
Okay.
It was the dance floor of the Savoy with a bandstand.
Wow.
Ella Fisher was the singer. There was a band up there. There was dancers on this. This is what this piece was made of.
Yeah.
And he wanted the museum hired us to explain the piece.
Okay.
So they all came to see it. You talking about Norma and Frank and all
Yeah,
them
yeah.
when they were there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Okay.
that's how that happened, right?
Okay.
And so we did, and afterwards they all got on the floor. We all got on the
Yeah.
floor
That's
and was
okay.
dancing together.
Okay.
So then you had the different eras there,
Yeah.
doing the stops.
Yeah.
That was just the first stops. Yeah.
Okay.
So you had everybody doing the first stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Norma, I guess, kind of took charge and was like, no, back.
Well,
up,
that's
stop.
normal.
Oh, that's
yes.
true.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So that
And
actually
that's
was
what
a
that
gig.
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the way the video credited it made it seem as though it was just a party.
No.
And the way
No,
it
we
looked, I
had
was like,
done-
this looks a little more official.
No, we had did I did a Snake Hips number. Sonny did, I think, a little tap.
Okay.
And then we had Lindy, and then they were introduced. And all this was after we explained the piece on the floor.
Interesting.
Yeah, that the gentleman that made, I can't even think of his name. I forgot his name.
I'll see, especially since we have the date. The date of the event is
Yeah.
on the video.
I have
See
all
if
the
we can try to
information
find
at home because I have it in my portfolio. I have everything at home.
Okay.
But I don't know if I'm saying the right name of the museum.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm
It's
pretty sure it is
the
the
Harlem.
Harlem
I
Museum.
think it's called the Harlem.
The Museum of Harlem.
It's something that but it's on 125th Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Bobby White and I were trying to, refresh our minds about what the stops routine was.
And the gentleman's his last name was Yard.
Yard.
Yarde. That's his name. What university he was from? Oh my gosh!
Columbia?
I can tell you all of that once I get
It's from
home.
Columbia, maybe?
Huh?
Columbia University, maybe?
No, it wasn't New York University.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't New York University.
And you said it was a Savoy exhibit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had some of the dancers, like Teddy was one of them. I mean, he had, the face and everything of these dancers.
Wow.
And they were dancing on the floor, the dance floor. He had the carpet, the exact look of the carpet, the Savoy carpet. The band was on. Ella Fitzgerald standing there singing. And there was a few couples of
This was a sculpture.
Yes, yes, that he had made. It was
So have you heard of
beautiful.
Sharon Davis? She's involved in a project in the UK, the virtual recreation. Of
I
the
heard
Savoy.
that. I heard something about that.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had the opportunity to experience it or test the VR a little bit.
No.
No.
Visual, no.
Yeah, I'm sure she's hoping to have you all both put on this headset and
Headset,
walk
yeah.
around
Yeah, the
in the
visual.
Savoy and see how accurate it is.
I've never been good with that. No. I don't think Barbara's ever looked through one. And I had trouble seeing anything.
Afterwards.
Yeah, we had one at the house, and I didn't see anything. I told my daughter, my granddaughter, I don't see nothing. You know, they looked through it, and well, look at this one. You don't see them, and then they gave it to me. You don't see the mountains, and I said, I don't see any. I didn't see anything.
I looked through one, but I couldn't.
It didn't work. It didn't work for me. You know. It
Did
didn't
not
work
give
for
you a
me at all.
virtual experience of
I
anything.
didn't get a virtual experience or anything. I didn't see anything. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
And I see them now. I watch it on TV when people are using them, you know, on a show or something, and I say, I don't know why I didn't see anything. You know?
So you're not gonna waste your money on that.
Yeah.
But with all of these projects to present the Savoy and what people have discovered or found of the Savoy, like your correction that you made yesterday
About
about the bandstand. Yeah. So perfectly timed and very much needed. Thank you again for that.
Yeah, we were proud of that bandstand.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because there was the one big bandstand, you know, and the music never stopped. The bands didn't come down and another one go up and the music start again. They go from one song into the other, and that was continuous music all night. We were so very proud of that.
Well, you know, when people say, you know, continue music, first thing they think of two bandstand.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they say. Oh, they got a band. Like he said, he
Two
said he read
bandstands.
up on it.
Yeah.
And there was two bandstands. If you say, oh no, I knew there wasn't two bandstands. There's only one big bandstand, and it was long.
Right.
And you can see on that bandstand there's two. There's drum here, drum here.
Yeah.
You know, they
Double-
had it
double
so
setup.
that you know when one band go off and the other would come on, continues the music that the band was going off playing.
Nice.
And,
And
it was
then roll
room for
into
It
the
two.
just go
next
right
song.
into it. Yes.
There was room for two big
two
orchestras.
big ones.
Wow.
Right, that's how big the bandstand was. Yeah.
Would you want to experience that again? That type of continuous live music over and over?
I wouldn't be dancing to it; it'd be fine with me.
And I probably been trying.
That's an interesting difference from the current culture and community because even with the live bands and the DJ music, everybody stops and then retreats off the dance floor, gets another partner.
We
comes
didn't
back.
even want to stop to go to the bathroom.
But see, the trouble about it this way, they don't do that. They don't one band start, another one stop or something.
And
they
that's
don't
what
do
I-
that anymore.
And that's what I was going to say. In the urban dance community, DJing is literally DJing. You roll one song into
Song
the next.
into another.
Exactly.
And
Right.
if you fail at that, everyone will let you know.
Yeah, but they
So
don't
I-
blend.
right.
They don't blend.
So I can
the-
only imagine having to actually harmonically and rhythmically continue.
Well, it's the same song.
Songs
They play
and
the
all
same.
that.
They both knew the same song.
Yeah.
You know, and they would go right into it, and the band would leave the bandstand, and the other one would keep playing it, and then end it, and
Yeah.
then go to their next song. You know.
Well, with
The
that
big bands at
continuing,
that time, they knew everybody's music. Everybody knew everybody's music. You know.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That could be the same thing when they're doing the DJing too. If
Yeah.
you got two DJs there
Just
and one
roll
is
on
going
to
off to take a break, the other one come on.
Yeah.
You just let me know what song you playing and I'll continue. That's
Yeah. It's just fascinating because, like we said, in the urban dance community, that's one of the things that keeps the party building and keeps it going.
Because the DJs keeps the music going.
keeps going.
Right.
That was fascinating. It would be interesting to experience that, to dance to that.
Yeah, my son was DJing, and he worked with 3 turntables.
Oh,
So you
That's
know that was
impressive.
continuous.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
super impressive.
Yeah, he used to work with 3
He's got
turntables.
the third one, as we say, is the backup. It's like, yeah, I'm prepared, but
Yep. That's what he used to work with.
But if you look at the DJs now, which I've noticed at certain places you go DJ, they have more than one turntable. You know, they do.
it's true.
Cause I've seen one, and
And
I'm
they
saying
playing
he's
here and
reaching like
scratching
this
over
and do
there.
that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
reaching
they're
over
playing
this
the
and then coming
song
to
here.
this. Hey,
And scratching over
they're
there.
doing it.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
They scratch on CDs now too. There's
Oh,
CDJs
yes.
that do all
Really?
those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with what you all experienced of the urban dance scene as it's developed from what you all used to do, how do you feel it compares to how you guys used to celebrate to your music back then?
We love live music. Always have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always have live music.
DJ, come on, and we'll go do something. Maybe that's time to go run to the bathroom. Go get her something to drink or something when the DJ come on, and come back when the live music out.
I understand. Now, and like, you all haven't seen much of my dancing, the urban dance, house dance, and hip hop and things like this. I know it's really big in Florida, and it's huge in New York also. Do you all have any interest in going to any of those events?
When I go to
parties?
dances in Florida,
Mhm.
it's Lindy Hop.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about
Truthfully.
you, Miss Park?
I've been to different dances when they was doing. I've been to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I stayed long, but I was there.
You didn't stay long, but you
But
were
I
there.
was there.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong now. I've been to some dance that was really good, and I stayed. But then I might have had to leave for something. But if the music's good, okay, I'll stay.
Yeah. You too?
Truthfully, I do not like hip hop music.
Yeah.
No, let me correct myself. I don't like rap.
I'm finna say it.
Yeah.
I
No,
know you
I
like
don't like.
hip-hop.
I don't
know
like.
she like hip hop.
No, I don't like
It's
rap.
a rap.
Yeah.
And most times because I can't understand what they're saying. I like to understand what I'm listening to. You
True.
know. So like I said, I'll go to a dance where they're playing swing music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you remember that. You know that.
Yeah.
How do you like the new swing music?
Where?
Maybe I have to play some stuff for you guys. Like new bands that are out now.
Oh, some of
Like
the bands, some of them are good.
Candy Jacket Jazz Band.
Oh no, yeah, some of the bands.
Yeah.
That's what you mean. Some of the
Yeah,
new
some
bands.
of the new bands.
Oh well,
Yeah.
yeah, some of the new bands are good.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, because the ones here they're new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
they're new. You know. Oh yeah, some of and the one Friday night it was terrific.
They were amazing.
That was a great band, and they. Like Barbara kept coming, they're not playing those songs long. And that's what we love when you're on the dance floor, you know, and they just go on and on and on with the
Yeah.
song, you know. And
So you like the long songs?
no,
No.
they played
No.
they
No
played
way.
great lengths. They did. They played a
No
great
way.
length. No, it was great. It was perfect. The way they played the music
Nice.
for dancing. They really played music for dancers.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Nice.
And I didn't really don't remember their name. I didn't hear their name.
That's
I heard it a couple of times, but I don't
forgot their
remember
name
what
too.
it
Played
was.
Friday.
I don't remember
remember the
the
name
one
of the band
that
Friday?
played.
Yeah.
It's a big orchestra.
No, it's
The big one that was downstairs,
They
the
were-
dance bomber.
They were on the dance ball now.
yeah. Oh no.
We'll
Check it
remember.
out in the
We'll remember.
Yeah, they were very good.
Yes,
very
they
good.
was.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they even played Rockabye Basie. I was like, oh, okay. Making an attempt at some Basie tunes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
They were good. They were very good.
But the problem was they did not play a song too long. That's what you don't. You don't need a song play. One song play
7 minutes.
8 or 9
Right,
minutes.
Yeah, yes, you know. That's true, yeah.
Are you
I've
down?
been to dances in New York this last time. That band, I went and told the girl, I said, why is it band? She said, Barbara, I've been trying to get them to do that. I would tell them to please cut the song, don't play them too long. That song, they played them songs too long. And you see people on the dance floor, all of a sudden you saw all nobody on the dance floor. Everybody been walking off.
But they
Because it
got
was
tired.
too long.
Yeah, yeah.
For all the dancers or just the older
No,
dancers?
the band they had that night.
No, I'm saying that you feel the songs are too long for the
It's
old,
not for
older
anybody.
dancers.
When you see them young people on the floor dancing, all of a sudden you see them move off.
Yeah.
And you got 3 or 4 people on there. That's no good.
So 3
See,
minutes.
A band has to look at
There you
that.
go.
Yeah.
They
3
got to
minutes is
look
ideal.
at the people and see, is this song is okay or not?
Is it
you
working?
know what I mean? And if it ain't working, cut it off and put something else.
Mm.
You keep the crowd.
Yeah. Don't just finish the arrangement because
That's
you have
right.
an arrangement.
That's right.
Mm. The
And
way
they
that
don't
you
do that, you know, they play their whole arrangements, you know. whatever it is. They're not going to pay attention to that.
It's true.
Yeah.
So with this being your, I can't even count, number
Right.
year here at
Yeah.
Herrang, what's been the most exciting thing for you this year so far?
When they took our class and had them show off
up
at the
at-
dance.
Oh.
Yes. That was exciting
was
for
good.
us. Yeah.
At least you knew they was interested.
Yeah.
And the first thing they asked, when is your next class? I want to come to the next class.
And they were very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah,
And
that's right.
they surprised us.
Oh.
You know, after they did the routine, then each couple danced by themselves.
Yeah.
We didn't expect that, you know.
Awesome.
And
They had a whole presentation.
yeah, they did, and they danced through the whole song and then ended together. It was great.
It was very
great.
good.
That was a great
I
surprise.
couldn't hold sit down, shook up, just stand up.
So excited.
We were over there hollering and screaming for them. They were very good.
Awesome.
Yeah. A couple made a mistake and
They kept going.
they kept going. They covered it up. I said, "Oh my goodness!"
That was good.
I said, "That was
They
great."
kept going.
You know, because we had told them that in class. You know, just try to catch up with each other. You know,
Keep
pay
moving.
attention to what you and your partner's doing. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's what they did. They didn't pay attention to anybody else, and they were right together, but they was with everybody else. And
Yeah.
it was great. Yeah, yeah.
What do you enjoy most about teaching? Either of you.
Seeing the end results.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing that they get it, you know, that they really get the routine, you know, yeah, that they enjoy it. Yeah. We want to make sure we want them to enjoy
Yeah.
the class, you know. Don't make it work, make
Yeah.
it fun. Lindy Hop's supposed to be fun,
It is supposed to be fun.
right? So you work hard to make it fun, yeah, not work.
And we always ask them, anything you want to ask us? Anything you want to ask?
Yeah.
Come on. And I tell Rodney, you better ask her. And once you go to the next thing, you better ask her now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I hate when you see people struggling, and don't want to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not good. You're there to learn. So if you got a problem, speak on it.
Yeah.
So we can clear it out.
Yeah. We can't help you if you don't let us know.
You can't help
Right.
us. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're going to leave there. You're not going to be enjoying yourself. And you're going to say,
I didn't learn nothing.
I don't like
Yeah,
that class.
yeah.
But it's you the one, because you made it that way.
Yeah.
You know? Let us make it for you, and you enjoy.
Yeah. So that's your best advice right
Mhm.
now for the community. Speak up about what's not working for you.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you
So
need
that
help,
can make it work.
and if you need help with something, you need help with a step, speak on it right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it can be explained to you. Yeah. Then that way you can enjoy it better.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And it also could be helpful to other people too, because they
Oh,
never
yes.
know.
True. Yeah.
They never know if someone else in class is struggling with
I
the
see
same
them with their
thing.
faces all frowned up and you got a problem? Oh no, I'm fine.
But you know what? They're always,
Right then, you know they you know something's not right, something they didn't understand,
Right.
but they won't tell you
They
yes.
won't tell you yes.
And
Yeah.
you will always be surprised. There's probably someone else that
Having
has
the
that same
challenge.
problem.
Yeah.
So you be open the door for someone else.
Yeah.
When you speak on
And
it.
then when we show it to them, and there's somebody over there say, "Oh, see."
That's right.
But you
That's
didn't
right.
say anything, right? It was
Right.
bothering you, but you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Other than that, what advice would you have for the current teachers of Lindy Hop?
I can't tell a current teacher how to teach their class.
No, everybody
Everybody
teaches
No.
teach
different.
different.
Yeah.
You know, I really ain't nothing I can say on that.
No, not really.
Mm-mm.
No, because everybody teaches different.
Everybody teach different.
You know.
And
yeah.
most of us teaching, you may find 2 or 3 teachers teaching the same thing, but everybody have their way of teaching something,
perspective.
you know? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can only say, keep doing what you're doing and try to make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good advice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing,
That's
make
great
it better.
advice.
I never thought I'd be teaching.
Yeah, me either.
I never thought I'd be dancing this long either.
Well, I never thought
I
I'd
really didn't.
I never thought I'd be teaching, you know, teaching somebody else, except for my kids.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought I'd be teaching outside people. Not really.
So when did that transition happen for you?
Huh.
Teaching.
Well, you know what? Let me say that. You know what? When we went with Son Allen, right? We started teaching each other different things. If he showed us something, we started teaching each other different. You know,
That was the beginning.
that was to me
guess
that was the beginning.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or we were
Because
showing
we
each
had
other
to teach the girls that we brought in.
exactly.
You know, because like I said, he wanted to teach 8 girls. So Barbara and I was instrumental, and Sonny, in teaching these 6 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have his.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of started.
So that's really how we started teaching.
What was
And
your
then
first?
a girl would be with us for a while, and she'd drop out, and we get another girl. So we had to teach her.
She's continuous.
Yeah. So because that happened 3 times. 3 times. Yeah. And so we had to teach that girl because she was into maybe some other kind of dancing or something. So then she had to learn Lindy. She had to learn Lindy because we closed with Lindy. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
When we had a girl who was a stripper, we didn't know she was a stripper. She wasn't a stripper then. I think we really brought her out of her shell.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that would end up being her cousin. She didn't
Oh
know.
my goodness.
Yeah,
did
because
not
we
know.
would do shows and there would be a stripper on the show,
Oh, okay.
you know, and like we would watch them when they dance,
Yeah.
you know, stand in the wings and watch them, and we didn't know that she loved it so much. And
Wow.
yeah, and then somebody said, you know, Lovey's in a theater downtown, so in Manhattan. So we all got together and went down to see the show. We didn't tell her we were coming.
Oh.
And when this girl came out on stage, you know, and she got on the gown and gloves and everything, and she started taking stuff off,
Yeah.
and we all sitting there to each other.
That's right.
That's what we were doing,
What?
you know. And she ended up, you know,
Yeah.
but she was dancing so beautiful with doing this, you
Yeah.
know. And then later on, she became the head stripper in Las Vegas. I saw that on TV one night. I'm watching TV. And I'm calling her, Lovey's on TV. She's the number 1 stripper in Las Vegas, man.
And changed her name to Lovely.
Her name was Lovely.
Lovely.
And they named her Lovely. Yeah. And when they had her behind a screen, you know. And my family and I, we sitting there watching, and I says, oh, I want to see. They said something about a stripper that's the number 1 stripper in Las Vegas. I want to see who this is.
Right.
See what she looks like. And when they moved that curtain, I said, oh my God, that's my cousin. And we was hollering and screaming in the house. And we was jumping up and down and clapping, you know. Yeah.
Oh my
man.
goodness.
And she became the I don't know what year it was, but she was the number 1 stripper in Las Vegas.
That's
Yeah.
wow.
She's not stripping now.
No, she quit. Yeah,
She quit.
she quit. She's not dancing anymore. And she had such a beautiful routine, you know.
Did
was
she
really-
teach also?
No,
No.
no.
We
she
taught
didn't
her.
We
She
taught
had
her. Yeah,
But we
taught
didn't
her
teach her stripping now.
that. No,
Maybe
she got
some-
that on home. We don't
Maybe
know.
some of the movements.
We don't know where she got that from, but
Maybe some of the movements we was doing
Right.
helped
yes,
her.
yeah. But she did
But
a
we
good
did
job
teach
of
her.
it. She was a beautiful stripper.
Wow.
Yeah, she was an artistic stripper.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't anything vulgar at all the way
Yeah.
she did it. Yeah.
So would that be
Because
more-
she did it the old-fashioned way, where they used to go the gloves and the stockings,
Yeah.
you know, every little piece down to the the girdle and everything.
So
you
would
know.
you say it's like what we call burlesque now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, more like burlesque, the old burlesque.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Interesting.
That's what it was.
Never know who you had in your lineup.
And nobody else on the
No,
show
let me tell you
that
something.
she was on danced like her. No one.
Listen,
No
when
one.
we used to go, we had to go places, and we had the band with us, and I said we had to change clothes.
Yeah.
We was used to changing clothes in front of the men. They didn't bother us, and we didn't
Yeah.
bother them. But we always had to stand so she could take off her clothes. You know, we made a circle so she could take off her clothes.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want nobody watching.
She
Them
didn't
guys-
want us to see her.
Exactly. So we turned our backs, you know.
And,
so
and
she
the,
would be
the
able
thing
to
that
be
this is the girl that became a stripper.
And then we end up saying, a stripper?
Yeah.
That did it.
So you go from I can't
The
change
most
in front of
bashful-
everybody to
yes.
Not in front of us.
Right.
And we changed in front of each other, didn't bother us.
wow.
Well, we each had something that we would put on to change our clothes because a
Your
lot of
dressing gown.
times we'd be in the band room where the band is, and we would have to change for our next number.
Yeah.
But so it was something that we got undressed inside of,
Okay.
like
I
a
see.
caftan or something like that.
Yeah.
Long, yeah.
And usually beautiful. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we knew how to do it artistically. Yeah. We didn't do it so it enticed the band. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's functional.
Yeah,
Need to
functional.
get ready
There
for
you
the
go.
show.
They didn't pay us
Functional.
no mind.
No,
Them men didn't pay us.
they really didn't.
I better drink some water. I don't think.
Stop.
You never know.
But speaking of the men, when you teach your segue, speaking of the men, I've told you before that one of my first Lindy Hop classes was with George
Right.
in New York,
Right.
and he taught the Second Stop song. Are you still teaching it that way, or do you count it now?
We don't
Me
nothing.
count?
We don't count.
Me
nothing.
count? Me count? You know better than that.
I do. That's why I asked the question.
No, it's singing type
Still
thing.
singing type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do people remember this
Because
song?
nobody does, and I'm glad. I don't care. I'm glad they don't remember.
So you
We
come back
tried
and
to
sing it
make
again.
them remember, and they will. They don't. Nobody want to learn it, so Bible said that's fine.
Wow.
Now they got to come back and learn the routine from us.
Yeah.
They don't want to learn the song. That's good. If you remember the song, you know you can
You
remember
remember the routine.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
It helps you, but we sing it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you sing it now?
No,
No. Okay.
no. You've heard
You
it.
can sing it for me.
You heard it.
later. When we turn the cameras on,
Come
you
to our
sing it for me.
class.
You can sing. You can sing for me later.
Come to our class.
Nah.
We can turn the
No, let's keep on moving.
But that's really powerful and helpful because a lot of
Yeah.
a few of the teachers now are trying to get back to that method of
No,
teaching.
that's good.
I know specifically myself and Bobby White is trying to find the intersectionality for that for him.
Yeah.
But it has been really helpful
Oh yeah.
not counting everything.
Right,
and people
yeah.
being
No,
confused,
just like they
where's
used
my
to-
body supposed
Just
to be?
like they used to say bop jop to bop to bop bop. You know, that's the way I learned tap
Yeah.
when I was going to tap school.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did. Jop bop to bop to bop 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 jop bop bop to bop. You know, that
Cramp
type
rolls.
of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That's where I learned tap.
Did you learn other dance styles?
African. We did
Mambo.
So we're
modern
gonna see you out
jazz.
there in the
and
library
modern
tonight.
jazz.
Yeah.
So you'll be in the library night tonight.
Modern.
Oh,
I can
tonight's
do the
Latin
mambo
night.
now. I don't know
Tonight's
mambo.
Latin night.
Yes, it
In the
is.
library.
Yes.
Yeah. I like watching
Yeah.
Latin dancers
Okay.
more so than doing it myself. Yeah, I did it when I had to,
Yeah.
you know, for the stage. But other than that, I like watch Latin dancing.
Okay.
But she does it very good.
But I like to watch them all, really.
Yeah.
I think I've had my share. I leave it to the younger ones. But don't get me wrong now. Don't get me together.
You'll still show us what's up. Mm-hmm. We know that. Man. So, were there any other things that the camp wanted?
No, it's wonderful.
So,
We like it all.
they wanted just conversations about your dancing and your history and what it's like for you being here. And for me, my questions are a little more involved.
Oh, yeah. But we enjoy coming here, you know, because we like teaching.
Yeah.
And we like seeing the young people dancing, you know, and to see how some progress from one year to the next.
Yeah.
You know, because last year I told, I think his name is Freddie. That's Freddie, the tall.
Frederick. Yeah.
Frederick.
Mhm.
Frederick.
Handsome Fred.
Frederick. I told
Yeah.
him, I said, you know, I remember the first year you came here.
Wow.
And I told him, I said, you were a son of a gun. I said, you were arrogant.
Mm.
And he said, I said, yeah, you've changed. You've definitely changed. He was arrogant, man, and he acted like the floor belonged to him.
Mm.
But he turned out to be a very good dancer
Very good.
and a musician.
Yeah.
And a musician. I'm so proud of him.
Oh.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I'm proud of you. Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
So just to let you know that Herrang, it really changes a lot of people.
Yeah.
It really do.
And to see some of them come back the next year and how they
Right.
progress,
Exactly.
you know, Yeah.
how they've changed.
Yeah, they've gotten so much better.
Yeah.
So look at Marie.
Yeah.
Marie, look at her.
Yeah.
She's the head of the chorus line.
Yeah.
I
That's
remember when
right.
she started.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember when she started with the chorus line. You know, and now she's the head of the
Now she
chorus line.
is.
She's doing choreography and everything.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah,
Wow.
Herrang is good for you.
It is.
I always tell people that.
Yeah.
Any dances, any place I go, that way I end up. You ever been to Herrang? No, I hear a lot about it. You need to go.
Yeah.
It's an experience. When if you a Lindy Hop, and even now I would say even tap or any kind of dances, it's a good experience. A very good experience for a person. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
So what do you feel like you're gonna take away from it this year?
Take away from it.
Yeah.
What do I feel
Your
like?
experiences so far. I know you told me your favorite thing so far, but when you get home, there's always one thing that you're like, oh, yeah, I gotta make sure we do that next year, or oh, I want to make sure I do this wherever I go, kind of thing.
Not really. No.
And we don't have no preference, really. You know,
Yeah.
like we was telling you about the kids. When we see them do something that we have showed them, hey, it makes us feel good in here
Yeah.
to know that they was listening
Yeah.
and our work wasn't in vain.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that they really soaked it in.
Right.
You know.
right?
Yeah, they know we're just taking the class to pass the time.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Yay.
Don't you feel that way? Let me ask you some questions.
Oh Lord.
No, just kidding.
No, you can.
No, I wanna. How would you feel once you leave here? What do you think that you have accomplished?
Oh. For me personally, a large part of what I hope to accomplish is making sure that the context of the culture moves forward with the dance.
Okay.
And after last night, especially, I'm like, okay, if I don't teach another class,
You satisfied?
yeah,
He
the
was
message
happy
is
with
out
that.
there.
Yes.
Yeah,
The progress of it. Right.
yeah. The understanding is there. That
Mhm.
the communication, the lines for communication are there.
That's good.
Now, everywhere you go, do you do the same thing or you changed up on your... no, let me put it this way. You did that here.
Yeah.
When you go someplace else, will you maybe doing another type of thing or the same?
I'm pretty much the same in every style. Like
that makes sense.
the culture of the people that created this thing needs to be valued as much
Okay.
as the
Okay.
steps, and that's pretty much what I deliver everywhere I go.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Now, if someone asks you to change, I want you to try such and such a thing. Would you be willing to do that?
Depends on what the change was.
Very good
As
answer.
long as it doesn't take you
Away
away from
from
the
them.
message
Yeah.
Exactly.
that you're putting out there.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah. Okay. He enjoyed it.
Oh, yes,
boy.
you had him
Our-
on the floor.
Our driver, he definitely enjoyed
Roy
it.
enjoyed
Yes.
it.
Yes. Yeah.
I really like the talk that you was giving them concerning, themselves and how to look out for each other. And, don't think this is your own. Get everybody else involved.
Yeah.
That was nice. Don't be surprised if I use it.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Wow. That's not over.
But I won't be using it in dance. I'll be using because I'm in other
It's life.
organizations too. And that's a good thing to tell them sisters
Right.
that I have to.
Right.
I have
Yes.
a whole lot of women I have to
to manage,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to tell them.
to help mentor. Yes.
Right.
I have
Yeah.
some when I have to really get nasty on. I'm sorry, get nasty on at times.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to put it.
That was
Yeah.
a good way.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I had
So
good-
we learning from each other.
we
Believe
do.
me.
And you call that class what?
That's the art of jamming.
The art of. I know jamming. I told Bob it's jamming something, but I didn't hear the
The art of
organ. But
jamming.
it's called the art of jamming. Oh,
Okay, that's good.
Based
Alright.
on spirit moves.
yeah.
Just watching
Okay.
Yes.
and everything that my mentors have taught me about sharing in the circle and
Right.
encouraging each other and
Right. Right.
teaching each other in that space. Like
Yeah.
that's not just the steps, but about how to represent yourself.
And
Yeah.
I like what you told them to stop thinking you can't do. You won't know unless you try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my.
You
thing.
came here for a reason. You
At
know?
least gotta try it.
You came here for a reason, so why not try it? You
Yeah.
know, don't down yourself. I wouldn't be able to do that. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, but why did you come here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is still always my favorite moment when I ask people to go into the circle, and they're like, "Oh, no, no, no." I'm like, "Oh, no, we
Well,
don't have an
I
option."
have to say, when I started out, I figured I can't do that. I told her husband, no, I can't do that. He said, try what you doing over there. I said, it's not what y'all doing now. He said, come on. And that learned me to stop saying I can't.
Yeah.
To say I'll try or I will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And inside, after that next day, I had no other choice.
Right.
I'd have made up my mind that I'm going to do it no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm going to try. Because if a husband had a notion to bring me out there, and she had a notion to come to me the next day and told me who she were, I said, well, they must
See
mean something.
Yeah.
And I've got to keep it up. That's
At least
what I
try.
did. Mhm.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
other people see things in you sometimes that you don't know you
Exactly.
have in you. Yeah,
It's true.
other people see things in you. Yeah.
It's like when you said you didn't plan on teaching.
Yeah.
Who
Right.
who was it that first kind of, aside from teaching for the chorus, for the line for Sonny?
Oh, Terry Monahan. Terry Monahan. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he brought me to London.
Yeah.
Right away, he took me to see kids.
Oh.
He took me to see 3 different groups of kids.
Yeah.
2 black groups
Mm-hmm.
and a group of white kids at different schools. And one was called Descendants because they were all descendants of African parents. And I watched them grow up through the years. Every year that we went there, we would go to London. Every year we came here,
Yeah.
we would go to London first for a week or 2.
Oh, nice.
And he would take us around to these kids. And we saw them progress, and become one of the kids ended up being one of the Jiving Lindy Hoppers, which was Terry's group.
Wow.
Yeah, he ended up in the Jiving Lindy Hop,
Yeah.
and I had seen him as a little boy.
Yeah. And so this was
Yeah.
the beginning
Yeah,
of you teaching in the broader
right.
sense.
Yes, yeah,
Same for you, Miss Barbara.
yeah,
I went to London too.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I mean, was that the beginning for you when someone was like, "Yeah, you have things that you need to impart, that you should teach"?
Well, that was right after Sugar and her husband to me, and I figured they would say, and he would just say, Barbara, she would say, Barbara, go show them such a thing. Why we do such and such a thing, So that started me.
Yeah, that's fascinating. It's similar to what happened with me, my mentor in house, Junius. Well, I was already teaching from like my military experience and stuff like that, but yeah, first class, he was like, "Oh, I'm running late, to the class.
Yes, you
Let's do a
start.
warm up." I was like, what? What do you mean? But I knew it. Like you
Yeah,
said,
right.
he
Yeah.
people see something in you.
Right.
They're like,
Yeah.
you have the capacity to do this. So
Right.
baptism by fire. Go for
Yeah,
it.
get out there. Yeah.
Of course, once the warm up was done, I was like, okay, cool. He's gonna show up and teach, and he's not here yet.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have to continue.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. But one of the larger questions that I had for you for wanting to talk with you guys, sadly has to do with the frustrations that we have about our race in Lindy Hop. And one of the things that I was fortunate enough to do this year for my master's work is introduce this term that I'm calling cultural surrogacy. So as opposed to appropriation, because it's really hard to just go from this is ours to they stole it. It's like there's a through line there that's missing, I think, because living life is a nuanced experience anyway. So I don't understand why we continue to talk about these things in these quote unquote black and white terms. So with that, the term is meant to denote the process by which elders like yourself or like Norma or Frankie and Al met people like Terry or people who are not from the African American community that they believed actually wanted to carry the traditions forward, not just make money off of the moves or whatever they could gather. And so inserting this into the conversation, into the narrative, what do you think about that process that happened?
Number one, I never felt that it was stolen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't stolen. It was dropped in Harlem.
You feel like it was dropped.
Oh yeah, the music changed. The ballrooms went away. There was no place to dance it. There was no music to dance it to. You know, partner dancing changed. They didn't dance partners anymore. So it just left. I don't feel it was stolen. And it was discovered in Europe.
Rediscovered.
Rediscovered in Europe. They picked it up from films like I did and studied films and everything, and that's how it just kept growing from one country to another. So I don't feel that it was stolen. I feel that it was rescued more so. I would say rescued from death.
Yeah.
Because it was
from the possibility.
because it was gone. It was gone from Harlem. Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Miss Barbara?
Well, the way I see it, most of the dance halls and stuff had really closed down. And in Harlem, you really had no place to really do it like you was doing it in like the Savoy and different places you was going to. But there always had been some place that they was doing the Lindy. It may not be like it is now.
Right.
Because they trying to bring it, for people to get back involved in it. But then the people didn't, like I just said, they didn't have the place to go. They didn't have these big ballrooms and things to go. Now, believe it or not, you may not realize it, but I seen the kids do it on the street.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out where them kids come from.
Yeah.
There'd be, even they have these, what they call block parties.
Yeah.
Music playing. Even now you see them out in the street doing that Lindy. I don't want to, people talking about it died and stuff. For some reason, it never did.
Yeah.
Because there was any place I could go dancing, I still went.
Yeah. Whether it was on the street or
No, I ain't
somebody's
on the
house.
street.
Because so they weren't
Oh,
doing
you
it.
caught that face.
They weren't doing it in Harlem,
Yeah.
but we were traveling around.
Exactly.
It was
still
in our
doing it.
show.
Yeah. Still.
Mama
doing
Lou's group was
Still
traveling
doing
around. It was in their show. So it that's why I say it wasn't stolen.
it. Right.
So we're doing it. We're showing it.
Sharing it. Yeah.
We're sharing it. We worked Canada 13 years. We worked up in all parts of Canada. We were doing Lindy Hop to end our show. We're doing it. We're showing it.
Yeah.
And somebody, they picked it up and they started doing it again. Because they have dance. Now they have a lot of Lindy in Canada. We don't know what year they started it. We could have been instrumental in showing it to them, and they researched it, and we want to do this.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't stolen. I don't think. I mean, it wasn't like what they say stolen. I don't believe that. I don't like that term at all.
And that was one
Yeah.
of the things that prompted me to
Yeah.
start to think that way,
Yeah.
a little more nuanced about the situation.
It was the ballrooms. It was the music, and the change in dancing, form of dancing, because before Lindy you had Charleston, that was single dancing. Then they started, when they went to Lindy, it was partner dancing. So then the partner dancing stopped. We're back to single dancing. They had the twist here and all that was single dancing, So it was just the times, the changing of the times, and yeah.
Interesting. And with that, I know you both consider yourselves elders in the community now, and historians and teachers, and still performers. What do you feel would be a good way to help African Americans look at this art form again?
To get it more into the schools, as an art form. They have dancing in schools. So why not this back in the schools? That's where that would bring it back to Harlem. If it would be more in the schools in Harlem.
A part of the beginning education.
Right, yeah. Just like they have the bands. School has a band.
Yeah.
You know, they have musicians. Why not have Teacher Lindy, have Lindy classes, you know?
Yeah.
As an after school program, that's fine, you know.
Cool.
Yeah. We tried to do it I tried to do it in Miami, my son and I, when he was my partner. And but at that time, they had taken all the arts out of the schools in Miami. So
Yeah.
it was a bad time, yeah.
But now it's back.
Not really. Some of it, you know, some they have the bands. But no. And I'm not able to do it like I did then, you know, and I don't have a leader partner, you know, like
Okay.
when I had my son dancing with me, you know, yeah. Because we went into a couple of schools, but it was just, they enjoyed it that day, you know. But kids that see it, they want to learn it,
Yes.
you know. So the first thing they come to me, where's your school? I don't have a school. You know, I don't have a school, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when kids see it, they want to learn it.
They want to do it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, what age they are?
And do you feel that way too, Miss Barbara, about how to get the Black community re-engaged with this cultural art form?
Oh yes, I went to a few schools there in New York, and some of them one of them had it during the lunch period. And I was telling the girl, I said, lunch period is no good. These kids have to eat.
Yeah, they gotta eat.
Make a program for them, you know, after this. So the next time she sent me to a place, they did have a dance class. But you know what? They was doing ballet. And they're still doing ballet. So I looked at Sonny, I said, 15 minutes out of time gone. You know? And I told the girl, I said, 15 minutes. She said, I know, but they like ballet. So once they left, around about 20 minutes later, we went inside.
Yeah.
Well, Sonny really can't do the swing anymore, but this other fella I had to keep up with him the best way I could.
Yeah.
But the kids like that better. Oh, why can't we do this a little more?
Yeah.
See, they're giving them things that they said that I guess they was interested in. But that wasn't what they want.
Right.
When they saw that, they wanted that.
Yeah.
And when we left, we could hear them there trying to do it.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it that way. Give them a certain time, an hour. I don't care, half hour. Give them something. They probably have to increase the hour.
Now we know a large part of why the youth look at contemporary and like modern technical dances like ballet with so much esteem is because that's how they're taught to look at it. So what are some of the things that you think we can do to help adults,
teach them the history of
adults in the African American community to make sure that their kids look at this?
They need to know the history of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is your dance.
That's right.
It comes from your people.
Your
Right.
people did this. Teenagers did this
Yeah.
in Harlem, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And films. I've had a chance to show some films to some kids. When they see it, they want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, they've got to see it. They don't know what it is. You got to show it to them on the film.
Yeah.
You know, and when they see it, they want to learn it. They really do.
You know what? Not too long ago, that brought back a memory to me. My niece called me. She said, "I'm Barbara." She said, "Katie wants to speak to you." I said, "Okay," but Katie said, "I'm Barbara." I said, "What?" She said, "I know about you and sugar." I said, "What you mean?" "I know about you and sugar." I said, "But I've been trying to tell you about me and sugar." "Yeah, but you didn't show me no pictures."
Oh.
So wherever she was,
Yeah.
they showed her pictures. So I told her, I said, the next time that you think you're going to have something concerning that, let me know. And then whoever the teachers were, she couldn't think of Tina, but the teacher said, "Oh, you must be some kin to Barbara and Sugar." She said, "Well, Barbara, that's my Aunt Barbara, and that's my Aunt Sugar." That's what she said, and that's my Aunt Sugar. But the trouble about it, I don't know what happened, the reason why they had that, and she realized, but my niece called me and told me, "Katie wants to speak to you."
Yeah.
Damn it, she wants to ask you something.
She knows the truth.
That's right. She said, "Is that what you've been doing?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, I'm going back to the next class." I don't know whether she will, because from then, Sugar and I came in, so I don't know whether she will.
Yeah.
But I'm dying to ask her,
That's so cool.
did she ever go back? Now, her mother called me the other night, 2 nights later, right? To wish me happy birthday.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And I could see her doing like this.
Oh.
So I'm going to ask her when I get back. Did she ever go back to that class? Now I think it was an after school
program
that
Okay.
she was in. Yeah,
Okay.
because the mother always trying to keep her into something.
Yeah. Okay.
I did a couple of lectures a while back at college, and the room was full, and I started talking about the Lindy Hop, and there were some black students that got up to go to the door, and it said, "Excuse me, are you leaving?" "Oh, yeah, because this doesn't concern me." I said, "The dance I'm about to show everybody and tell them is your dance." I said, "It was originated in Harlem, New York by black teenagers." Really? They came back and sat down. And they enjoyed the class.
Yeah.
That's when my son was dancing with me. And we showed a film.
Which
And
film did you show?
one that I have at home. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
even remember what it was.
Compilation.
Yeah. And then we did
Stop.
swing out a little bit, and we did stops, and back Charleston, and they were thrilled.
Yeah.
They were thrilled. Yeah.
So making sure that the history is up front,
Yeah.
and then showing it to them,
Because they don't
Right.
know that
Right.
a lot of people don't know.
and that's what's so
They call it a
fascinating.
European dance. A lot
I
of
was
people
just
call
saying-
it a European dance.
I was saying this to them earlier. She was like,
You
"Well,
know?
isn't the black community in the U.S. bigger?" I was like, "Technically, yes, but comparatively with the entire scene in the U.S., no. It's like this, which is completely upended from the way it started."
Last year, Harlem Swing Society invited me to New York with Barbara and Sonny, and she had contacted some older people that used to go to the Savoy,
Yeah,
and they came out, they
Yeah.
came out to the dances, and they were so surprised that we were still around doing Lindy Hop,
yeah. A lot of
Yeah,
them are.
a
They
lot of
come to
people
the
don't
dances.
know.
They come to
Yeah.
the dances, but they still aren't aware of the broader,
Yeah.
more global community either.
I notice in traveling, and whenever we go to Texas, they always have a few African American people there
Yeah,
at the dances.
yeah.
But that's about the
That's
only
about it.
place, except for here.
In DC,
Yeah.
there's a few
DC. Well, DC, they do the hand dance,
dancing too. Yeah,
and that's great.
yeah,
That is great. Yeah. We dance with them with no problem whatsoever.
yeah. DC is great.
Yes,
I
it
love
is. Oh, yes, we know DC, girl. Yeah. Well, I love the hand dancers in DC.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, yeah. And they come to the dances in Harlem. They'll come
yeah, they
for
do.
the Harlem Swing Society. Yeah, she
Yeah.
invites them and they come. Yeah, that's great.
So continuing to make sure that we know,
Yeah.
tell others so that they know,
Right,
and
yes.
continue to show the dance.
Right,
Right.
right,
You have to show them and explain to them where it came from,
right.
yeah.
And then to help people continue to understand. I know both of you, like you were saying, sometimes you feel like you have to get nasty with some people to help them discover and find
Yeah.
themselves. But
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes we have to find a better way of communicating so that people
Mm-hmm.
understand
Right.
that they have a possibility for growth.
And there's now there's more music,
Yeah,
more of the swing music, around.
Yeah.
So that helps also.
Yeah.
That helps. Yeah. Because you want to know when you play swing music, what do I do to that?
Mm.
I don't hip hop, It's not ballet, it's not tap.
right.
So what's out there to go with that?
Mm-hmm.
But
Probably
that's how it
house.
started. That's how it started.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought swing music in the Savoy, and the dancers had to find something to go with it.
Yeah.
Because they were
Figure out how
doing
to
the
move.
Shay and Charleston, but they playing something else. This band come in here and,
It's something different.
yeah, I don't know who's the first band. I don't know if it was Chick Webb or who first started it, but when they first started that music, and the dancers had to do something to it, you know, and they came up with the Lindy Hop. Yeah, they didn't know what to call it themselves.
Right. Yeah, this is what
But they had to do something to that music.
That was one of my moments of a little bit, not confusion, but just like, oh okay. Because my great grandmother, what she said, she saved her money up and she went up to the Savoy and danced there once. I was like, once? You never thought I needed to know that? Like, you just.
Wow.
But she used to swing me out in the living room when I was 4. Like, little.
Yeah, okay.
But it was just run, jump, and squat.
Yeah, okay.
That was
the start.
That was her start. But it was in Richmond, Virginia, is where.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
But she never called it the Lindy. She said, "This is how we danced."
Okay.
Coming up.
Right.
I was like, oh. But then, of course, when I was swung out for the first time, I was like,
this is what Grandma is showing.
this feels familiar.
There you go. Yeah.
But not knowing that it was what it was.
Right. Yes.
I think that may be also a thing to consider as to why there aren't as many African American youth or young adults doing it.
Right. Yeah.
Because we just look at it as something that we
Right.
do. Don't really talk about the platform that it's on now.
And it's a partner dance again.
Right.
You know, where when a lot of people are doing single dancing.
Yeah.
You know. So it's a partner dance. You have to have a partner to do it. You know? Yeah.
And you was talking about when you was a young girl, when you was small.
When I was tiny. Yeah.
Real tiny. Did you ever do any shows then or
yeah.
Shows?
But they were rent parties.
Yeah, no, I understand. I go to that too.
Yeah.
So when you went to school and so forth, they didn't have dances in school?
Yeah.
I mean...
But they were hip-hop dancers.
I understand. I said that.
The 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was house dancing. But they didn't call it house. It was just dancing to house music. And
house music they call it, yeah.
And lots of athletic things. But, yeah, everybody was just moving. More so it was dance hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dance hall style of movement
Right.
that everybody was doing in the 90s that they were excited about.
Yeah.
But between that and like New Jack Swing hip hop. Yeah, I mean we did talent shows and at the rec center and stuff like that, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't about I'm gonna go and be a teacher. Yeah, it was just okay. I like sharing this thing. People seem to respond when I share this thing.
Right.
I should go share more of this thing.
Right. Oh, good.
Do you think you'll be keeping this up for years to come, or you set a date when you're gonna?
No, I'm gonna rock it till the wheels fall off, as we say.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Do you like performing?
I love performing. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can tell that.
Well, you're very good at that. Yes.
I can tell that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you delved into looking into more of that? Performing, like Broadway type or?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I've done that. I've done some consultancy.
Good, because you should, yes.
For other shows, and I'm a part of a show that's in development now.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's for swing.
Great.
It's a swing show.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you get tickets when it's ready.
Please do.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea where it's going to be?
At the Joyce Theater in New York.
Okay.
The Joyce Theater.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.